All right, everyone. Here we are with ticker symbol AAPL, Apple Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So, Apple Inc. has had a bearish run. I've been talking about it. After the split, it reached highs in valuation of 138. And its lows were way down here close to 103. The second lows that it reached was 104, and recently we had hit close to 107, 106, and from that point forward, the bulls have reappeared and they're starting to bring this one back up. So 114 has been hit before in one of these recoveries that we saw from 110 upwards to 116, 114, and then it rose all the way up to 118 and it started to dip, leveling off and starting to fall. So 114 is one of the numbers this has reached on its way back up and even on its way back down. So the question is, could the bulls maintain this run? They have pulled themselves significantly away from the 50-day moving average. As I've done in my previous video, I circled every time that the bulls broke through the 50-day moving average and how quickly they fell. So one of the most important numbers is 103 and some change. If that gets broken through, this could see newer lows, and the bulls need to break through 138 to see newer highs and new resistance levels. That's one of the most important things right now for this stock, for the bulls end and the bears end, and that's just numbers to keep in mind. I've talked about it in all my videos. I just don't want any single investor or viewer to miss out on it. If you're a first-time viewer, I'm here to explain that to you guys. And if you guys have seen my videos before and you overlooked it or missed it, I'm just here to tell you guys 138 and 103, those are numbers to keep in mind long term or even short term depending on the volatility of the stock. So let's zoom in here and see what is going on for tomorrow. So this quickly broke through resistance. It was a great run here for the bulls to break through resistance. They reached highs of about 115.40, and then their second highest point was 115.36, and that was reached 2 times within the day. So 115.36 is a pivotal number right now for the bulls to break through because they got rejected more than once in the day before, right? Before this bullish run, and then even after the bullish run of the recovery after the bears reappeared. So we're going to see here what is important for tomorrow. Great day for the bulls, and we're going to see who dominates this tomorrow as the Fed also pumps the market tomorrow. So I'm going to talk about a video for those of you guys that don't know much about it or have overlooked it or missed out on it and don't even know that I do those videos. I'll explain it in more detail later on about the S&P 500. So it's going to be interesting to see who dominates this, as tomorrow the Federal Reserve is going to pump the market, and Apple is an S&P 500 company, and there are many S&P 500 companies taking advantage of the repo market, and you could see it in their charts. So back to this chart specifically for tomorrow. Now the 50-day moving average is 111.64. If the bulls maintain themselves above that number, we're in bullish territory and they can continue their run. If we cross 111.64, this has fallen into bearish territory, and the bears are going to do their best to bring this down to newer lows and try to tear this apart further away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. Now, for the bulls to maintain control and reach newer highs, they have to break through 115.33. That's the first resistance level, and that is the rejection here that was caused, and this leveled off at 114.97. For the bulls to continue their run and stay above the 50-day moving average and pull away from it in an upward direction, right? So they can continue to move away from here in an upward direction, they have to break through 115.33, turn that into a support, and start to work their way up to new resistance levels and new highs. Obviously, by breaking through that and turning it into a support, It can give any investor or all of us as traders a sense of direction of where this is going, but they need to test it, prove it, and break away from it by using this number 115.33 of a resistance level as support to continue to work their way up. Now, on the other spectrum of things, the Bears. The Bears want to break through 113.17. That is our support level here. It is the lowest point within this leveling off after this dip and this recovery that the Bulls had. Now, if that gets broken through 113.17, there is one more point to look at. It's the lowest point in this bearish run, and that is 112.79. But before worrying about 112.79, obviously 113 is the first support level, 113.17. Just keep in mind the behavior of how this stock is acting and what is going on. But even right here at 112.79, we are still in bullish territory above the 50-day moving average of 111.64. But it can give us a sense of direction where this is going and what is going on. So there's that window there where the bears can continue to plummet this stock and bring it down, but the bulls can reappear before it reaches the 50-day moving average and recover this one back up, and they can start to work their way up back to newer highs. And obviously their goal will be the resistance level at 115.33 still to reach new highs and new resistance levels. But this support level is what the bears are going to want to break through, 113.17. Very important point to pay very close attention to how this stock is reacting and what is the behavior and what is going on and how quickly is it moving down to newer lows. Because if this gets pulled down through 112.79 and 113.17 and it just starts to work its way closer to the 50-day moving average, then the next point you would have is 111.64 as a point of reference of what is going on. And if that gets crossed, we are now in bearish territory, and the bears are going to do their best to bring this down further away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. I hope you guys found this video helpful and informative. For those of you that did and were a first-time viewer or investor across this channel, please do so and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the bell by turning on all notifications to not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. Don't forget to hit the like button and let me know you watched this video. And as I was speaking earlier in this video about the S&P 500 video that I do, talking about the scheduled Federal Reserve pumps, I talk about it in further detail in the video that's about to pop up. If it hasn't already, once it pops up, click on it. I talk about how the Federal Reserve has created me to find a strategy that I make 30 cents to $3 per share while the stock market is going up or even as it's gone down. Because these scheduled dates, the Federal Reserve is pumping American companies from the S&P 500 or American-based companies with extra funds, and it makes their stocks go up a certain amount. These Federal Reserve pumps, they're scheduled overnight, and on the date that the scheduled reserve pump happens, these stocks tend to rise individually. Ticker symbols rise from 30 cents all the way upwards to $3 and maybe even more. But realistically speaking, to not be too optimistic and go too broad, I have seen ticker symbols move anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but profit is profit, as I always say. I'm not there to tell you guys to buy, sell, or hold. I'm just here to enlighten everyone on the great news that there is an opportunity to make profit. And by doing so, knowing these scheduled dates, you guys will be well equipped to go ahead and make your own rational decisions based off of your due diligence and research. Check out the video. If it hasn't popped up already, it should be coming through. Click on it and don't miss out on the information that a lot of investors are overlooking or maybe even don't know about it, and no one's really talking about it. And I'm here to just enlighten everybody and help everybody maximize profits, minimize losses. And thank you guys so much for watching. And let's make some money.